And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the news is clear. Woke is broke. Sydney Sweeney. Everybody finds her very attractive. She did an ad campaign for American Eagle, and the stock is soaring. People are now posting comparison pictures of American Eagle a few years ago and what they're doing now with Sydney Sweeney, showing her butt. And the stock is rallying. Don't take my word for it. Let's play the video of the actual ad campaign. The video of the ad campaign. Here you go.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes. There you go, one more time. We get it.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Sure she does. And here we go, baby, from CNBC. Sydney Sweeney sparks latest meme stock rally as American Eagle jumps. They were doing these campaigns for a while. I remember these viral images where they had like a morbidly obese, hairy woman on the side of a building, and it would be like Calvin Klein. And everybody was like, I don't want to be that. That doesn't represent me, and I don't know what that is. And then you had the previous era, the 2010s, where it's like some super cut guy and a woman in her underwear, and they're very attractive. They tried moving away from this for some weird critical theory ad campaign stuff where they're like, you can be morbidly obese. Everybody likes it. Nobody liked it. CNBC reports. Actress Sydney Sweeney helped bring American Eagle Outfitters shares into the latest round of meme stock mania. The Euphoria and Anyone But You star will headline a fall campaign for the clothing retailer American Eagle, announced Wednesday. Shares for the company jumped more than 4% in Thursday's session after soaring in pre-market trading. Take a look. Oh, how about that? Make some money, huh? Thursday's jump makes American Eagle poised to join the ranks of a new class of meme stocks that has emerged this week. American Eagle's high short interest and inherent brand recognition make it a prime candidate for meme-obsessed individual investors who have been spending specific stocks on volatile rides in recent days. I'm going to stop you there, CNBC. There's a logic and emotion here. The logic's quite simple. If you're a company and you say, hey, we've decided sex sells, people are going to go, that is a well-known historic adage, and we're going to go ahead and invest in that because I think you're going to make a lot of money. You see, there was this idea that popped up during the woke era. Any company that decides to prioritize ideology over functioning of their company is going to go down in stock. And it was largely true, not universally, not absolute, but it was largely true. And so people started these funds to short these companies that were trying to play woke DEI. Now, we actually just had a guest on the show on IRL who's doing just that, avoiding investments in woke companies because they go down. Just another strategy. So when American Eagle says, I don't know, let's have sexy, young, and attractive women smack their butts on camera and maybe we'll make money, people go, you're going to make money. So the first thing you get is the logic of it. Like, yes, sex sells. It's always sold. And that's why people invested in these businesses. And the second thing is there are just going to be a bunch of guys who like looking at Sydney Sweeney and they're going to invest because they're like, I like this. I want more of it. There is a political play here, too. There's probably a lot of people who are like, we need to invest in this company to encourage more brands to do this. The more companies do this and the more their stock goes up, other companies are going to fall in line and put the, let's just say, the garrote wire over the neck of wokeness. How about that? Thursday's jump makes an American Eagle poised to join the ranks of new class of meme stocks. GoPro, Krispy Kreme came into the fold after the pair saw wild trading in Wednesday's session. Earlier in the week, meme traders had focused attention on Open Door Technologies and Kohl's. I don't know why. More than 13% of American Eagle shares available for trading are sold short, according to the FactSet data. The stock generated discussion among users on the Wall Street Bets Reddit page, a popular forum for retail investors, beginning Wednesday night. As investors betting against this stock move to cover their hefty short positions, it can fuel some artificial buying in the shares. Sweeney's campaign will center on American Eagle's denim jeans. Oh, yeah. That comes as retailers lean into the growing preference for the fabric amid a boom in popularity for Western styles. With Sydney Sweeney front and center, she brings the allure Jennifer Foyle, the company's president, executive creative director, said in a statement, "We had the flawless wardrobe for the winning combo of ease, attitude, and a little mischief. Thursday's action can provide a reprieve for the battered stock, whose shares have tumbled 35% so far in 2025 through Wednesday's close." They say her film, Anyone But You. They misidentified the film. How about that? And we've already got images popping up of her campaign where here's Sydney Sweeney with no shirt on. And look, guys, it's really funny that the left, the wokeness, thought they were, these activists were going to tell men that actually morbidly obese women were attractive. And then you can't do it. You can't do it. They play this game where they're like, did you know that 100 years ago in media, limited media, by the way, it was just print, they were like, women who were attractive were actually a little thick. And actually, it was very attractive hundreds of years ago to be fat because it meant you were rich. Guys are attracted to women that can have babies. And women, not women, but feminists really don't like this. Feminists get offended at the fact that men want, both like emotionally and physically, women who look like they can have good babies. Now, there is something about Sydney Sweeney I can't quite put my finger on that many men seem to really like that suggests she would be a good mom. Can anybody figure it out? Anyone? Literally anyone? Uh-huh. You get what I'm saying. Everybody knows exactly what I'm saying. Sydney Sweeney's got big boobs. And guys are fawning over all over the internet. There was a really funny, there was a research paper they did or whatever, I can't remember. But there are two women sitting at a table, and they photoshopped their faces onto each other's bodies. They asked a group of men which woman was more attractive, and it didn't matter the face. The woman with larger breasts was always deemed more attractive. And feminists don't like this. They're offended by this fact. But this is evolution. You don't believe in evolution? Fine. Then if God made men want boobs, I guess. The reality is men are attracted to it because it's a signifier of health and the ability to reproduce. And if you've got a morbidly obese woman, that is a risk to the health and safety of potential children you may have. So men find it unattractive. Not to mention these girl bosses. There was this article that I commented over the weekend where these women are saying they hooked up with a guy, they went on a date, and then he texts them like a week later saying he doesn't want to see them anymore. And they're like, oh, men are the problem. It's like, no. Guys might hook up with you because they're horny, but there's going to be a lot of guys, whether they can admit it to themselves or not, who are thinking you're not trustworthy because you jumped into bed right away. This is where the trope of making the guy wait comes from, of being respected. That's how it used to be, that if a woman got in bed with a man too soon, he wouldn't respect her. And then there was fear. It's like, well, if you don't show the guy that you're into him, no. Don't be with a guy who's going to do that. Instead, what ends up happening is you've got feminism, sexual liberation. And from this, women are basically, these feminists in these institutions are telling women, eat ice cream all day and get fat. You're beautiful no matter what. Do you guys ever, and the feminism girl boss, sleep around and do whatever you want. You guys ever see that really funny video? I can't remember who did it, where they had a bunch of women, and then they tell the women, rate each other and rank each other on who you think is the most attractive. And they put the fat woman in the front. And then they said, okay, now we're going to have guys rate you. And the fat woman went all the way to the back. That's what's happening. You bring in these millennial feminist women to run departments, and they're going to be like, let's put fat women in our ads. And then guys don't want to look at it. Guys aren't interested, and women don't want to be that because women want to be attractive. And what ends up happening is they can't sell products. There's this big trend on TikTok where it's women intentionally looking ugly and wearing weird clothes and being like, I don't even want to attract men. It's like, okay, good luck, whatever, man, do your thing. I don't care. I'm just like a clown and wear a banana costume for all I care. And then you get these, what ends up happening is guys won't buy those products. They won't look at those magazines. They get no attention. And this is the attention economy. You put a topless Sydney Sweeney. I mean, let's just talk about this image. Her hair is down. Her shirt is off. And she's bending her ass up. This is absolutely intended to be like, look at me, guys. And lesbians, I don't know. The lesbians, I want to look at that. Here's what happens. Women see this. They see how men react to it. Women think, I want to be desirable like that. Men want to be desirable too. That's why they have like guys in suits smiling, all chiseled and handsome, right? And they sell perfume or whatever, that cologne or whatever. People want to be the most desirable. This is the comeback. Things are starting to shift. And now you got this South Park play. I think woke is completely dead. They realized, corporate interests, political interests, woke is broke. So now South Park does this episode where they're not using politics. They're targeting Donald Trump. It's a clever play. It may actually work. I think the jokes are 10 years old, and I think they should have mocked him better. But you see the play. The Democrats are trying to abandon wokeness right now and go after Donald Trump. But I'm sorry, you're going to have to go after Donald Trump in a meaningful way. But I digress. I'll wrap it up there. Hey, it's Friday. You get Sydney Sweeney doing ad campaigns, and things are starting to turn around. Maybe guys can be guys again. This is the play. They lost men, and they knew it. They knew it. Guys want to see. I'm sorry, guys want to see big boobs. They're like, why are we losing men to the Republicans? Because all the Republican women at the RNC are pushing their boobs up. You think I'm joking? You think it's not funny? Okay, it's reality. I'm gonna leave it there. Smash that like button. Share the show. Stay tuned. We got more segments coming up for you in a little bit, and we'll see you all. We'll see y'all shortly.